government and double Vikas government, and obviously on both faces of Modi and Yogi.
Uday, you're absolutely right. You know, what we have seen today is not development being talked. What we have seen today is development being delivered. If you look at the Jhansi corridor, if you look at the e-ways, if you look at the Zevar International Airport, and if you look at Purvanchal Expressway, and now if you look at these three inaugurations, they are not, those what you call, हम हिंदी में जो बोलते हैं ना कि हमने आधारशिला रख दी. There are no foundation stones. This is project completed and delivered within the time. The Honorable Prime Minister said in 2014, I promise you this, by this time I'm already delivering. So we can see now in UP, development is being delivered. Now, if you look at the AIMS, if you look at ICMR building, if you look at the new research institute, if you look at the amount of money which has been paid to the Ganna Kisan is double, is more than what our Samajwadi party paid in last 10 years. If you look at the production of ethanol, it has gone up by 5 times in the tenure. If you look at the expressways, if you look at the number of 6 expressways in UP, if you look at 5 international airports, if you look at the ease of doing business, UP is number 2. GDP wise, UP is number 2. If you look at the FDI, attracting FDI, UP is number 1. And with it, all these developmental projects getting a push, and they are being delivered on time. They are not mere political promises. And what we see, another thing is, the Honorable Prime Minister today said, we want to have one medical college in every district. That is how we'll improve the infrastructure. And the one important point was, this fertilizer plant in UP is a game changer, because it doesn't only help the Purvanchal, but it also helps UP to be self-reliant, but also the India. When we are importing urea by paying billions of dollars, the Honorable Prime Minister said, within India, we are giving you urea which is 15 times lesser as per international markets. We are trying to give that. Crores of salt cards are given. So we are 100% now urea is imported. No chori chakari can be done. Kisans don't have to na goli khane ki zarurat hai, na lathi khane ki zarurat hai urea lene ke liye. If you look at Kisan Samman Nidhi, if you look at urea, if you look at fertilizers, seeds, and if you look at the availability of those soil cards. Now all these things have been delivered, and if you look at the payment made to the Ganna Kisans, which is more than which is almost what Samajwadi did in 10 years, it was done in 5 years. Now again, one thing was told that, look, earlier it was believed that AIMS and all are only for bigger cities. Why do smaller cities need AIMS? Why does the ICMR research center need to come up? So all these things are now coming up, and they are not promises, they have been delivered to you. Another important was that Japanese fever, or the viral encephalitis, what we call. Now, in 7 districts, it has come down by 90%, which was believed that it cannot be conquered. If you look at the law and order situation, especially he made a jibe at Samajwadi that these lal topi walas are the red light, or the, khatre ki ganti in a way, if I can say in Hindi. Because when they come to the power, it is only for money. It is only for when then that is these mafia lords, these warlords, I call them, get the patronage, and the law and order situation starts crumbling. When the moment your law and order situation getting bad to worse, the investments cannot come in. Business cannot happen. That is why when these all elements were controlled, UP became #1 FDI destination. All these infrastructure projects could be completed in time. Imagine a Purvanchal Expressway. In 2018, I remember Rahul Gandhi ji putting a photo that is, SUV was stuck in the potholes, and after 3 years, Prime Minister Modi puts the foundation stone, and after 3 years, just 3 saal mein, he lands there on a Hercules C-130, the biggest, fattest plane the world has. This is what is the convection of power. This is what power, and if you're pure at heart and mind, can do. What I'm very happy, Uday, now what we are talking today is absolute numbers. The pitch of Prime Minister was numbers, 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 development delivered. Now for the opposition to come, today I have seen hardly any opposition party leaders reacting, because they cannot counter numbers with numbers. Unfortunately, numbers cannot be countered with rhetoric. These are not promises for the future. This is what I have delivered. And now let me pick up my 5 years and compare with your 10, your 15, your 20. And let's see the numbers. The biggest thing what people of UP are seeing, that it is not hawabazi, it is not all in thin air. We are seeing this development delivered on the ground, and it is possible with the double engine ki sarkar, because in the UP state government is run by Yogi ji and the center is run by Modi ji. So when you have double engine ki sarkar, all these things become very, very possible, and all things become very, very practical. That is what is happening in UP. So this visible development is explicit on the ground, and the people of UP can see it. They can see how the law and order is improved. They can see how urea, how production, and we have seen those days, Uday, in Amethi, and AIMS was, foundation stone was laid maybe 2 decades back. उसके बाद कुछ नहीं हुआ. Then we have seen a so-called ammunition or a rifle factory was supposed to come, nothing happened. But now, if you look at the Jhansi, defense corridor, if you look at these things, they are not being talked within this 5 years of time. They are getting developed and delivered. So from concept development to delivery within a period of 4.5, 5 years is the new mantra. This is the politics of development. This is the politics of competitive development, which the Honorable Prime Minister has started from the biggest or the politically most, I would say, most important state of India. This will set the pitch and tone for the national politics. Now the opposition has to come with finite, tangible numbers, because numbers and mathematics can be only countered with numbers and mathematics. Rhetoric will not work. BJP vaccine will not work. Those, Hindu-Muslim things will not work. Those chives will not work. This is what I'm very happy about. This is a new dawn. This is a new beginning. This is a new era of political development.
Right. This is new India and new political development and new election rhetoric is.
Udayji, when the Honorable Prime Minister is focusing on Purvanchal, देखिए ये जो क्षेत्र था, it was always considered this is a very backward area, nothing can happen there.
नहीं, आर्थिक कमजोर क्षेत्र है, ये राजनीतिक मजबूत क्षेत्र है.
ये आर्थिक कमजोर था और राजनीतिक के दृष्टि से भी कमजोर था, बिकॉज डेवलपमेंट नहीं थी उदय जी वहां पे, और इसको नेग्लेक्ट किया गया था ताकि वोट बैंक्स और ये जातिगत समीकरण है इनको इंटैक्ट रखा जाए. जो जातिवादी समीकरण है, भाई ये यादव है, ये कुर्मी है, ये मुस्लिम है, ये एक्स है, ये वाई जेड है. देखिए जब डेवलपमेंट आती है, डेवलपमेंट हैज नो कास्ट, नो रिलीजन, नो एथनिसिटी, इट गोज टू अक्रॉस द पीपल. इस डेवलपमेंट को रोका गया था, सड़कें नहीं बनाई गई थी ताकि वो जो जातिगत समीकरण है उनको बनाया जाए, लोगों को बेवकूफ बनाया जाए, उनको सुनहरे सपने दिखाए जाए और राजनीति चमकाई जाए. Now when the development is getting delivered on the ground, opposition is uniting. That is why Akhilesh ji and Jayant ji are doing joint rallies, because they can feel, उनको लग रहा होता है जी कि आज उनकी राजनीतिक जमीन जो है वो खिसक रही है. ये राजनीतिक जमीन के खिसकने का सबसे बड़ा संकेत है. अन्यथा ये क्षेत्र, also this region is considered to be their stronghold. Why does Akhilesh Yadav need to get a Jayant Chaudhary there? Jayant Chaudhary is strong in Baghpat, but on this side of the UP. What is he doing in Purvanchal? That means even Akhilesh Yadav is worried.
The joint rally happened in Meerut, Sumit.
Yeah, I mean, they're combining, Uday. The fact is that they are worried now. They know they cannot alone handle BJP when BJP is delivering on absolute numbers. The Honorable Prime Minister in his whole pitch talked about बहुत clear, उन्होंने जो डेवलपमेंट हुई उदय जी उसके अंक दिए, उसकी गणित दी है. भाई हमने इतने करोड़ रुपए दिए, इतनी हाईवे बनाई, ये एयरपोर्ट बनाया, ये बनाया. ये बहुत ही क्लियर और ट्रांसपेरेंट चीज है जो किसी भी जनसाधारण को, एनी कॉमन मैन ऑन द ग्राउंड कैन अंडरस्टैंड. एंड देयर इज नो प्रॉमिस ऑफ द फ्यूचर. दिस इज व्हाट आई हैव डन, और आने वाले टाइम में ये करूंगा. आई हैड प्रॉमिस दिस, आई हैव डिलीवर्ड दिस. नाउ ये जो नया विकल्प सामने आया है राजनीतिक, इससे लोग परेशान हैं. अब बोले तो क्या बोले. अब आप बहुत जल्दी देखेंगे, अभी ये बोलेंगे कि भाई इतने समाज के लोग वहां नहीं थे, इस समाज को रिप्रेजेंट नहीं किया गया. Now they will try to break it into caste, subcaste, and try to divide the vote somehow, because they cannot compete on development. It's as simple as that.
So I'm going to ask you then, what do you believe that, from what you're witnessing so far, that development will be the mega poll pitch, the mega campaign pitch this time around? Will the main debate happen on development, or will it happen on the Ram Mandir? Will it happen on, on caste? Will it happen on Jinnah? What will be the main poll pitch, the main campaign debate? Sumit.
Hey, it's a very, it's the best question you asked. Sir, you are absolutely right. The main plank, the flagship of BJP is development, sabka saath, sabka vikas, sabka vishwas, and sabka prayas. That is the mool mantra. Now, with all these development being delivered, but there are also human issues and issues of faith. Ram Mandir is a human issue. It's an issue of faith. Now, if some people blatantly support Pakistan, if they go and support China, if they go and talk for the pro-Taliban governments in India, those have to be also countered. Development is good, and because as I told Uday, development has no religion, no caste, it's uniform for all. It doesn't differentiate between any human being in any way whatsoever. But if there are political parties and leaders who want to bring in Pakistan, who want to bring in China, who want to bring in Talibanization, who want to support Taliban kind of a government, who talk of Sharia, there was one Samajwadi leader yesterday, there's a video on social media, he was talking of if the BJP comes now, there will be uniform civil code, and because of that we cannot have 4 marriages. If issues like these are being brought into the political arena, then they need to be replied and rebutted. That is the political compulsion which you face as a politician. Are you bringing them? No. But if somebody brings them and tries to, tries to mold the opinions in a different way, then as a politician, you are duty bound to rebut that, because that is what your people want you to know. What is your position on Jinnah? What is your position on Ram Mandir? What is your position on those other issues which are as important to human life as development? After all, we are all Sanatanis, and Sanatan is an important aspect of our life. Let it be Ayodhya, let it be Mathura. Mathura is equally important.
Okay.
And Kashi is equally important. I have no doubts on that. Ayodhya, Mathura, Kashi, Uday ji,
Okay.
तीन विषय है, दिल के बहुत करीब है, कोई compromise नहीं है इन पे.
Okay. Well, I've almost run out of time, but I'm being told Vishal has joined us.